Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, hope you're all doing right out there. So recently I did videos fitting the new discs and pads to this bike, including the helicoil incident in the middle, and I said I'd make a video explaining how you bed brakes in. So first things, let's just cover what bedding them in really means. When you get new discs and pads, the two surfaces need to match each other better than they currently do, even though they're both quite flat. It also needs to rough up the brake pads a bit, of course, because if you remember that the disc is hard, the pad is soft, so the pad is the thing that wears. The disc does too, but at a much slower rate. This is also the reason it's okay to put new pads on old discs, but it's not okay to put old pads on new discs, if you know what I mean. So you replace the disc, not touching the pad. If you do discs, you do pads every time. So you need to remember that when you first go for a ride with your new brakes fitted, that they basically aren't going to do a lot. And I really mean they aren't going to do a lot. You're going to feel them start working straight away, like really nicely come in immediately, and they're going to feel great. But you can pull and pull and pull, and you're not going to get a huge amount of braking force. It will brake, obviously. It's just not going to be the same bite that you get once they've had a few hundred miles. Well, that's probably a bit excessive, but you know what I mean. Properly worn in brake pads. Now, you don't want to do things like riding, holding the brake on. That's just going to glaze the pads and overheat the disc. It's not good for it. You don't want to just keep jabbing at the brakes every 2 seconds, because you're again going to make the disc really hot. The simple answer to bedding brakes in is just go for a ride and remember that you don't have great brakes, so you just use them more and more progressively. The very first few miles, though, I would say, just go around the block. Don't go onto any fast roads or anything, and just ride up to a road, slow for the corner, turn the corner, go in a square if you want. Just you need to be doing gentle braking just to start the process, and then you build it up a bit. The irony of doing a video on bedding brakes in and I haven't actually touched them since I started. Now, I have already done a few miles round the block first. This is actually my first normal ride, as it were, with these brakes, and I mean, at the moment I think they probably feel they feel fine. What I can say immediately is they feel so much more smooth and progressive than my last set. They were very much on or off kind of scenario. There was a bit of leading up to it, but it isn't the same as this, where you immediately feel, a nice soft effect of the brakes. Now, of course, you can do some of these. There's no one behind me right now, so you can go up to speed, slow down. But don't keep doing that. Don't keep doing it again and again and again and again, because you're going to massively overheat the discs. But it gives you an opportunity to get into a higher braking situation without being, in a more difficult position. Please excuse me while I give a quick thanks to Wimoto for supporting the build and everything. If you need any parts to maintain your bike, or lubricants or any of that stuff, Wimoto.com, great website. You just put your bike year, model in, and it will just list all your parts there for you. Very good website. I love the people. They're great. So yeah, thanks to Wimoto.com. Check them out. It's so nice the way that the brakes come on and off, because I'm someone who does a lot of trail braking. Trail braking in the sense of braking with the front into a corner, around a corner. I have a video on this. No, not trail braking in the sense of dragging the rear brake. Different thing entirely. But the way that they come in nicely and they let off nicely is nice, surprisingly enough. I think it's surprisingly nice. I would like to see how well they're working now, so I know there's no car behind me. I'm going to do a bit of an emergency stop here. Right, so take a minute to come in, but then goddamn, they work. You have to pull quite hard, but that's where, they're still bedding in. The process is still going on. Soon I'll get more of that without having to try as hard. But it's good to know that if I need to stop, I've got the brakes. I just have to really clamp onto them. Ugh. This road could make you think there's something wrong with your bike, because it's just like... You also need to make sure you've bled your brakes properly. What a champ! What a champ! You also need to make sure you've bled your brakes properly, obviously. That will be a very spongy feel in the brake. I think these are okay. It feels like the normal resistance I get, but I will basically just bleed the brakes a little bit probably tomorrow after I've done a couple of runs, let everything settle down, get wherever it's going to be. I really should invest in a vacuum bleeder, one that runs off the air compressor. That would be a good thing to do, but I like to do my videos in a way that everyone can do it, and the old-fashioned pump squirt way of bleeding brakes is what everyone can do. The posher bit to that is having a piece of plastic hosing on the nipple, so when the fluid comes out you can see whether there's air bubbles in it or not. That's really actually a sort of like a basic, you should do that. It's very helpful, and it's just a couple of inches of plastic hosing. Yeah, they're starting to feel like they're coming in, and also they're now starting to make the sound of good brakes. The sound. It's hard to explain what it sounds like, but it imagine a surface covered in holes that you make wet and then rub your hand backwards and forwards on it. And each hole makes like an air pop. Like, it's so hard to explain, I know. But this is the point, as I say, don't try to bed your brakes in necessarily, other than, a little bit of braking here and there. One finger. Oh, yes. Love it. I've probably done about 15 miles at this point, and yeah, they're starting to feel basically normal. So once you're up to about 40-50 miles, they're going to be good. As I say, you just don't want to go out there and think you can speed run bedding them in by just slamming the brakes on, because you're just going to heat everything up, and it's going to just end up damaging stuff really. And you can do a thing, as I say, called glazing, where you basically polish the surfaces and then they just can't adhere to each other, and you'll get very squeaky brakes and very ineffective brakes. Another important thing to do is, after you've done your bedding in rides, check everything. Make sure nothing's come loose, make sure there's no dripping of brake fluid from anywhere. It's very important that you do that, because it's easy to think, oh well, they're working fine, it's fine, but you could be losing fluid here and there, and if you don't check on it, you might find yourself in a situation where you find, oh no, I really don't have any brakes. Now obviously I couldn't show you the very first couple of miles, coming from the block of my house, but I can tell you that the brakes were basically non-existent. You pull them and they just for the first, mile or so, it's really bad, and then it progressively gets better and better. You obviously also want to make sure that the brakes are releasing properly, that is, that the pad isn't stuck touching one of the discs, because if that happens, then you end up just destroying that brake pad, getting your disc very, very hot, and then you're going to have to buy new pads and hope all is well when you put those on. Another thing to point out is this. If you look at this image, this is the disc unused, so it's very matte, very uniform. After they're bedded in, you can see that surface has been rubbed off, and you've now got wear marks that are much shinier on your discs. I don't think I've missed anything here, but if you feel like I have, drop it down in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new here, and please do support me on Patreon and YouTube members. I would very much appreciate it. Until the next one, bye-bye.